So I was out walking the other morning, and it was that day when the sky was completely blue, no clouds, and the sun was shining, and it was freezing cold. I was walking by the water, and I was imagining, you see these silhouettes of trees with no leaves on and everything. Oh, it was lovely, and I thought how wonderful to be able to paint something like that. It made me think about perhaps looking at a few pictures of people, how people have encapsulated the winter in the past. So it started off with Peter Bruegel the Elder. It's Bruegel the Elder, painted in 1565. Actually, it's called The Hunters in the Snow. The thing that caught my eye, funnily enough, is these three birds. I don't know that they're going to stand out against this wintry grey sky. But,
oh yes, look at that.
It's a Lowry sketch from. I was a bit confused about this because if you look at the bottom of it, it looks like L.S. Lowry 1969. But when I looked it up, it said it was drawn in 1937.
There's a dog on the right-hand side that looks remarkably like a wallaby.
Yes. Yeah, it's just this kind of black and white. It's a, isn't it? But
I like it.
And it's called Houses in Broughton, and I think I know where that row of houses is actually, but I think it's still there.
I love that little dog in where on the left hand side there's a little dog, and it's just it's amazing how it really looks like how they stand and everything.
It's called Sea of Ice, and it was painted. It looks like a photograph, doesn't it? By Caspar David Friedrich, the kind of leading German romantic artist. This was painted in 1823. It was called a shipwreck.
Monet, Magpie in the Snow, isn't it?
Oh right, okay, yeah, Monet, yeah. It's Le Pie in French, but the magpie is a small part of the painting, but actually
it's beautiful.
Dominates it really. Yeah.
Magpies. It's really interesting, those footprints leading up to the gate, and then the magpie sitting on the gate. It's a bit like the magpie's eaten whoever was walking up to the gate.
It's like a Christmas card.
Well, as I said, you take out one picture, whatever you see, don't you?
The effect of the sun's light hitting the snow, and you get this blinding white light, which I recognize from growing up, and even around here when there's, as you said, Graham, when it was clear the other day and there was still some snow on the ground, you get an intensified light. He's picked that up completely.
It's called The Pox Hunt, and it's by an American artist called Winslow Homer. 1836 to 1910. It was painted in the 1890s. But I just like the colours in this, and you see these. What do you make of the birds?
Oh yes, I'd not spotted those.
Yeah, I mean
they're very creepy, aren't they? They look really creepy.
Very creepy.
Well, it's called Skating in the Bois de Boulogne. So there is a sort of Lowry-esque quality about it, or maybe it's the other way around.
That's exactly what I thought.
Renoir in 1868. There seems to be an awful lot of impressionist paintings of snow and ice in the 1860s. And apparently there was a run of very, very cold winters during this period, so maybe that was what inspired them. It's actually by Gauguin.
Oh gosh!
Oh wow!
Which really surprised me. This is a more familiar Gauguin type paintings. The strong primary colours and the kind of South Sea Islanders and stuff like that.
But it's a bit warmer than the other one.
This is the man with the ear, or the man without the ear. Painted in 1888. I love this. I love the winter warmth of it, if you know what I mean. There you go. That's Van Gogh and landscape in the snow. The Skating Minister.
Oh, I reckon. Yes, I've seen that a few times. That one.
by Henry Raeburn, which is a rather splendid self-portrait of Henry Raeburn, though, right? Scottish court painter to George IV.
Oh, Matisse.
It looks like Cézanne,
It
doesn't
is
it?
Cézanne, actually, yeah. It's a landscape of Provence, painted in 1870. It's kind of Provence, it's very dark, isn't it? It's turn. Anyway, there you go. That's it's called Snowstorm at Sea.
Christmas wrapping paper.
Matisse.
Oh, that's Matisse, is it?
Matisse, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is Matisse, yeah.
Isn't it pretty?
And Matisse, whose paintings I absolutely love, but this when he got older, he had serious cancer problems and he was unable to paint properly, so he started doing collages and cutouts and things. And this is one, which reminds me of, it makes me think of winter in the south of France, where it's cold and blue, you know, with kind of the seagulls.
It's like a piece of gift wrap.
Oh yeah. I once went to Matisse's house just outside Nice, actually, and we were told that it was a good walk, and so we went for this good walk, which was 7 miles, and it was uphill all the way, really, and so we came back on the bus. But anyway, he continued to be creative in his own way. Right up till his death, really. Talking of Picasso, Winter Landscape, 1924.
Sinister.
But it's definitely winter, isn't it? Who knows what was going on in that guy's head? But there you are. And he had probably one of the longest lived painters, wasn't he? Really, he lived to be in his 90s.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yes, it is. It is marvelous. So descriptive.
Yes.
The wondrous Beryl Cook.
Yeah.
And it's called When We're 64.
Lovely.
I just love this. I mean, there's something very touching and poignant about it, actually, because Beryl Cook's paintings are usually very funny, aren't they? Kind of very interesting spin on life.
I had tea with Beryl Cook because when I worked at Plymouth Arts Centre, she was a great friend of Bernard Samuels, who ran the Arts Centre. And the Arts Centre sign, which we couldn't hang because it was worth too much money, she'd painted a sign for the Arts Centre on both sides, but we couldn't put it up. It was up in the attic because we couldn't afford to hang it, insure it, and hang it.
My favourite artist, actually, Eric Ravilius.
Oh yeah.
This is a wood engraving. It's called A Considerable Fall of Snow. A member of the Artists Against Fascism in the 1930s, and then he was recruited by the government as one of the war artists. And sadly, ironically, he died. It was in an RAF plane which disappeared off Iceland in 1942. And this is one of my favourites. I've indulged myself a bit here, choosing people that I really like. But it's Edward Hopper, the American artist.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a nice one.
Mr. Roos, 1928. Like his depiction of small town America, really. There's something great. It's my absolute favourite, I have to say. I think this is stunning. There are only 3 colours in it, really. It's called Winter Road, and it's by Georgia O'Keeffe. Reminds me a little bit of those. You remember those 1920s, 1930s railway posters that they used to have? You know, with I can imagine the mallow steaming across there with steam coming out of it. But
it looks like it.
This is William Blake. I find him very strange.
Oh yes, he's creepy, isn't he?
Immensely talented, you know, but hard to sometimes. This is called Winter, and it's kind of like a rather gloomy.
Oh, David Hockney.
Yes.
Wow.
wouldn't have thought so.
Gosh, I wouldn't have thought so
and
either.
it's just called Snow when it was painted in 1973.
Wow.
So if you want to have a quick flick back at what we've
It's
seen.
beautiful, that.
With that image still in mind, have a see if you can see this.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
This
there we go.
William Hartman in 2006 is Enceladus, and that's water spray because there's no atmosphere, and it's Saturn's gravity that opens and closes the fissures on the whole of the planet is surrounded by ice, and they reckon that life is in the water underneath. But when you showed that other image, it brought this to mind straight away. It's mountains and plains on Pluto.
Okay, that's it, folks.
Well done.
Thank
You
you.
did
That
lots
was
of preparation there, Graham. Well
Yeah.
done.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
most enjoyable.
Bye.
I love looking
Bye
at
bye.
them. Bye all.
Bye.